In this village in Kikuyu Town, Kiambu County, Michael Ibuba does what he knows best at his farm. He picks a handful of feeds, heads to these 2 fish ponds and begins to sprinkle them into the water, fingerlings dirt to feed on them. He does the same to the other adult fish in these large tanks. Minutes later, Ibuba switches on an electric machine, upon which water begins to flow from the fish ponds to these pipes. This kind of practice is called aquaponics.
Okay, aquaponics is basically fish and plants, aqua and ponics. And in aquaponics, it's a symbiotic relationship between the fish and the plants. So basically, fish poop is what feeds your plants. In the process, your plants clean the water for your fish. So everybody is happy, the plants are happy, and the fish are happy.
Ibuba, who is an aeronautical engineer by profession, started aquaponics farming 6 years ago. This 13-meter by 7-meter greenhouse is pretty much the entire size of his farm, which hosts various vegetables.
We have beans, we have onions, we have cucumbers, we have lettuce, we have sukuma wiki, we have spinach, we have herbs like managus, and we also have celery, and also we have tomato, and capsicum.
The greenhouse is largely made up of 3 fish ponds and these vertical towers made from converted pipes.
The vertical towers are 30 of them, each with 40 pockets. So when you do the maths, you basically have 1,200 plants. And on the beds, you can manage to do about 150 plants on each. And those are 3 beds, so you are talking about 450. Okay, right now we have 3 tanks, each with 3,000 liters. And each tank, you are capable of doing 1,500 to 2,000 pieces of tilapia.
No soil is used in growing the plants here. Ibuba uses pumice, which is a special rock that retains nutrient-rich water for a long time.
No pesticides or no fertilizers are added onto the system. If you add any of those, guarantee you all your fish will die.
And so the entire system here is closed, and it's pretty much efficient because clean water goes in to be used by the fish in these tanks, and the fertilizer water comes out, ready to be absorbed by the plants here.
But even in areas where there is no water, I can guarantee you, you can still do the same project, because like I said, you use 90% water, less water than any other farmer using any other system, because the water keeps on circulating. So even if you don't have water, you just need water for topping up, which is like 10% of the total system of the water in your system.
Adjacent to the fish ponds, Ibuba surprises us by showing us this bucket containing red worms, which he says keeps everything here in check.
They convert every waste, vegetative waste, into something that we call compost manure. And once you mix the compost manure with water, you get what we call compost tea. Actually, compost tea is such a strong organic fertilizer that you have to dilute it.
It looks sophisticated but also complicated in a way. Are there any challenges with regard to using this kind of system?
The only challenge that we have is electricity. The system is quite dependent on electricity, but that doesn't mean the challenge cannot be overcome. With time, we plan on installing solar system, of which now it will have sorted our biggest issue.
The system is also not suitable for plants with large stems, such as maize, amongst others. To set up an aquaponics system, one will require upwards of 150,000 shillings to establish a simple setup. Denis Otieno, Smart Farm.